when I compared, and that study has gone from the Dixon Dam down to about Erie, using the same method, the same time of the year, virtually, you know, very, very nice data to compare.
Did you go up by the Grandy Tour area?
No, I did not. The data, we don't have any of that data through there. So if I compare the Dixon pool from 2006 to 2009, I had an overall decline of 87% flathead catfish. If I look at the Sterling area, I have an overall 33% decline in flathead catfish. If I look at the Como area, I've got a 49% decline in flathead catfish. And in Erie, overall, I've got a 16% increase in flathead catfish. And if you look at it by sizes, the declines that I told you are pretty much across all sizes. They're even up to the real big stuff. At Erie, though, the big increases were in the trophy size fish. Bigger fish move better than small fish. They saw that slug of stuff coming at them, and fish ran downstream. So there was a definite increase in the number of fish at Erie. That was a big surprise to me, really. I've done radio telemetry work on flathead catfish in the Mississippi River, where you do surgery and you put radio transmitters in their stomachs and follow them around and see where they go, what their habitat use is, what their movement is. And 40 or 50% of the fish don't move much at all, and 10 or 15% of the fish move like crazy. And I expected that following that kill, we would get better movement of fish back up into the void. I thought that those Erie fish would have moved back up into the Sterling, the wire mill area. There'd be more fish in there, and they haven't moved up there the way that I thought they would. They will over time, I'm sure, but they haven't yet. The good news from the kill is we did surveys at every pool, and every species of fish that we documented in the kill was present in every pool.
Except for Grandy Tour?
I sampled the Grand Tour, and every species of fish that was present in the kill at Grand Tour was still present there after the kill. It was not a 100% kill. There are flathead catfish, channel catfish, the minnows, the blah blah blah, everything is still there in much lower numbers. We collect so many, as Denny can tell you, we collect so many flathead catfish normally in those flathead surveys that we don't collect channel cat. We don't collect information off of them, or we'd be killing fish. We get too many fish in those nets to weigh and measure them all. That's always been a good argument in the past. It wasn't such a good argument when we needed the data this year to compare to. But we didn't think, did I see you on the river?
I was there that day, yep.
And we didn't think that the channel cats were down as much as you think they are. And I'm not arguing with you.
Yeah.
Our nets didn't show that terrible decline that you're seeing in the channel catfish, and I'm disheartened to hear that.
They took a tremendous shot from the Avenue G bridge down to Prophetstown.
Yeah.
Just like Matt said earlier.
No, I'm not arguing with him. I'm just saying our netting.
I was down the day you guys put the hoop nets in down to 14.
Mm-hmm.
And like Matt said, you could set in holes there before the ice hit and catch catfish till your arms are tired.
Yep.
And now you can't go down there and catch enough to feed a family of 2.
Same way for Grandy Tour.
Yep.
Again, this is stuff that we're trying to convey to Dan. Then he'll see there's a problem.
Oh, I already, trust me, Matt. I already see this problem.
Right. We can run the test, and then
I was practically crying when I got up here today.
they're not on a. They're they're not on. They're just
Yeah. If there is a damage assessment done, I almost took fish from Erie. In October, I almost took fish from Erie and brought them up to Dixon. Because this area is isolated by dams, and it's harder for fish to move in here. And I realized if I did that, I was just gonna really piss the people off down there. Everybody'd be mad at me. And I've talked to Springfield about the possibility of working with commercial fishermen that are legally harvesting flatheads on the Mississippi and buying fish from them and bringing them in, because then it wouldn't be making anybody happy. It wouldn't be making anybody mad.
Why don't you make the railroad pay for it, since they're the one that,
Pardon me?
why don't you make the railroad pay for it?
That is that's the pending litigation. The chances are, if a case ever goes to court, I'm gonna have to testify. And if I'm gonna have to testify, I can't talk about that here.
Excuse me.
You understand that?
Yeah.
If you bring in fish from the Mississippi, could you not introduce invasive species to this river? Zebra mussel larvae, you know.
One of my jobs is to deal with invasive species.
And we've been lucky so far as far as that goes.
You've had, I could talk to you for another hour about invasive species.
I bet you could.
And the answer to your question is we would take steps to make sure that didn't happen. The biggest concern I would have would be disease. Viral hemorrhagic septicemia is the new disease that we're having to monitor all the time. I was helping researchers from Seminole University just in November sample for that disease. But Wisconsin is a positive state, and because of that, and Madison Lakes have had it, and Mississippi River Lakes have had it.
Where was that?
So
Midwest Outdoors and Fishman.
So we're assuming that the Rock River is assumed positive for that disease, even though we haven't found it. In fact, we haven't found it anywhere in Illinois yet. But yes, we'll take steps to do that.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Did you guys take any water quality samples or oxygen levels during the fish kill to see what's going on?
There's a separation of duties on those fish kills. My job specifically is to collect the fisheries data. How many fish were killed, estimate the total number of fish killed and the value of those fish, and deal with that. And EPA's job is specifically to collect water quality data and to find the source of the kill, along with conservation police
Okay.
investigators.
That was my question.
In the past, Illinois EPA would not accept our water quality samples if we collected them. There's a chain of custody issue and all this legal jumbo. And if we had collected samples, they would not accept them. But since this kill, EPA and my agency have been talking and working together, and I'm hoping that that's going to change.
Right.
I'm hoping. But that's the answer, no. I had my hands full.
Right.
And every daylight second, we were out there because if you guys will remember, the river was jumping, I don't know how fast. 6 inches an hour or a foot an hour. River was just blasting up. Turbidity was incredible. It's going out into the timber. It's blowing the dead fish out into the timber. Instead of trying to count fish in a defined channel, I'm counting fish out in the trees.